Alright guys, before today's episode, just a quick reminder that we are on Patreon for as little as £3 a month. You can sign up and get access to an extra episode every 2 weeks, plus bonus content from all our previous live shows, including the full behind the scenes footage from the Pavilion. And you can also get first dibs on upcoming live show tickets. We also are going to be at the Edinburgh Festival for the whole of August. Me and Stuart are doing our solo shows at Monkey Barrel Comedy. Tickets still available for that, and we do have a Some Laugh live show on the 20th of August. Mr. Buchanan here also doing some selected dates at the Fringe too.
6 dates, snap them up.
Yeah, it must be fairly away by now.
Probably about half sold, roughly.
Cool, well, get in there while you still can.
Half.
Yes, and yeah, aside from that, I believe that's all for now.
Yes, please support us on Patreon, and thank you to everyone that does. We love you very much. It keeps us ticking over, doesn't it, boys?
Absolutely.
Bloody well does.
Really appreciate
Love
it.
you guys.
If you if you've never seen us do stand up live before as well, we'll have specials on the Some Laugh YouTube channel as well, so check those out. And if you enjoy what you see, come along.
Come see us live.
Yes, but aside from that, guys, enjoy today's episode.
Enjoy.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh. Well, I think that's an interesting place to start, Stu. You've not got the internet at the moment.
I'm dry. I'm raw dogging life in my flat.
Why is that?
Well, the couple whose flat it is have finally moved. We were also there for like 2 months on the fucking sofa bed, so my back's all fucked as well, but that's another story. And us being us, we didn't sort out the internet switch over.
So have they removed the internet?
Yeah, the bastards. Because they've gone to London.
Oh, so obviously they're not still going to pay for it?
You know, so like their BT thing or whatever is now in London.
Oh.
And even though, like, I don't understand it, it's 2024, why can't we not just switch it back on and be like, right, we'll start paying BT? You got to wait, they've got to send you out on your router, you got to get a guy around.
Do you still need to get a landline to get the internet, or is that no thing?
But that was a thing until very recently, because the last time I tried to get internet, I was absolutely flabbergasted that I needed to get a landline.
I know.
Yeah.
Something I've not even seen for 10 years.
Did you need to get one,
This was like a year and a half ago, though.
Do you think it's just to do with them trying to get more money out of you?
I think so, no one uses it.
Well, it was weird, because back in the day, you used to, dial up.
You'd
it was
want
connected through the phone.
Aye.
Because then if you couldn't use the phone if somebody was on the internet, is that right?
Yeah.
If you were on the internet and somebody picked up the phone, it would cut out, I think.
That's
how I
wild, isn't
remember it. Fucking mental.
Yeah, but you actually wanted to have a landline back then, because that's how you communicated with people. Now, I don't know what MD uses it.
No.
Have you got a landline in there? Probably.
My gran and just scammers.
Right.
It's basically the same as
Perfect
Facebook
meeting
Messenger.
It's just grannies and scammers, just mortal enemies.
Yeah, that's
now.
it.
No
The
one
only
else.
two people who are using
Cops and robbers.
I don't know my landline number. I've got one, but I
I
don't
know,
know
I
my
was going
phone
to
number.
say,
You couldn't phone your own
I could
landline.
use
Couldn't
it.
phone it.
Could use it. It'd be nice to phone you in your house, see what you're up to.
Sometimes Catherine's sister will use it, because she thinks we should just use it if I've got it.
Aye.
And then
I could phone my mum's house and my grand's house because I remember the numbers from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But other than that, nobody.
yeah. I could only phone my mum's.
Mine's used to be free at 0224. But
you
good
go.
luck phoning that now.
It's been and gone.
Aye. Maybe somebody's
past.
got it now, I wonder.
I know. Do they recycle numbers?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's only so many numbers in the world, isn't there?
Yeah, we think we've hit capacity for landlines. But then with the area code, it makes them different, right?
I used to just type in random numbers and see
what happens.
See what happened.
What would happen?
Well, one time I got through to a woman and then I panicked and I said, "Is Daniel there?" And then she said, "Yes," because she knew I was
She's
at it
as well.
Well, she was like, she paused and she was like, "Yes, who's calling?" And I was like,
His friend.
I made up a name and she was like, "What's your phone number?" And then I gave a fucking bullshit number and she was like, "Is sure there's meant to be some more numbers in there? It's not."
Also, would she not have had your number, or did you withhold the number?
I withheld it. Not my first rodeo.
Nah.
See, when you're doing this, right? First of all, who were you with? Anyone else? Just on your
This
own?
is back in the. I'm fascinated by it. I'd love to see like a young Sheldon, like young Stevie.
Young Steve. That's
Sitting
just-
in his room just thinking.
My favourite part of the podcast is when we get these wee
I know, and
revelations.
they seem to happen every week. We never expect them.
Do you know what it was? I was with my pals, we were pranking people and they'd left and I continued the fun.
They were holding me back actually.
They've been calling you a shite bag all day for being too scared to do anything. I'm going to show
I
them.
show them.
I was doing it as well, but they'd left and I thought, I'm not finished here. I've still got some more prankies in me. So I was doing it by myself.
And was it the same? Was it the same method of just simply bashing loads of random numbers and hoping?
Well, I
Do you know you got a phone book
we
in
used
these
to
days?
do it in the yellow pages.
Aye.
Sometimes you could go
That's a
through
dying
that.
art, that.
Yeah, which was good. But then I don't know. I just started raw dogging it, just see what happens.
Do you not end up accidentally phoning Australia and it costs a fortune or something?
No, because I knew the area code like 0141. It would
Aye.
always start with that and then bash 6 other numbers on there.
See what happens.
Or 7
Lucky
or
dip.
whatever. Yeah.
And was this on your own landline?
My
Yeah,
mum's.
Moz.
Poor Eleanor Buchanan's landline.
Yeah. But I'd always do 141 so they couldn't.
Aye, they
Couldn't
couldn't
get
get
Protect
you.
your mum's anonymity.
Got to do it.
Prankies would hit different on a landline.
But it was pathetic prankies. It wasn't even like that's not even a good one. Just asking if Daniel's there.
I mean, yeah, what was the plan if Daniel was there? Or...
Well, she did say, was it?
Why? I because I did always think that. What if there actually was a Daniel? But it was just the stars had aligned and I'd phoned Daniel's house.
Ultimately, history would have been almost exactly the same.
The
but
butterfly
you'd have had a
effect.
small chat with a guy called Daniel.
And then could have become best pals.
Could have been pen pals.
That's a good idea for
That's a
a
premise.
Hollywood film.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, you just need to tease an extra 90 minutes out of it.
What were the other things you would do then? So if you were pranking with your mates, what other stuff are you saying to people?
I think we'd spoke a wee bit about this when Alison Spittle was on, but we'd like say, "Help me, I'm getting hit." Stuff like that.
And what would people react like?
Sometimes we just do sex noises.
And would everybody basically just instantly realise it was a prank and hang up?
Yeah, well, this is shite.
Surely with a prankie, you've got to start off fairly low level and then it gets more absurd and you string them along and that's the fun.
That is the fun. We didn't realise that was the fun.
I feel like these days people would be so like.
Nobody answers the phone anymore.
Yeah.
People are like, if I'm getting phoned off MD, particularly obviously back in the days, well, like, in a lot of landlines, you couldn't see what number was phoning you.
Yeah.
Whereas now you just see if it's a unknown number, you're like, what the fuck's this? So you're instantly your backup, and you don't recognise them, whatever. You know what I
I
mean?
treat every phone call as a scam until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did. I answered the landline yesterday. The guy on the phone and they said it sounded like they were for the like gas or something, and I was like, I'm not telling you my details because you know whatever. And then he starts saying details, and then he told me all the appliances we had, and I just hung up anyway. But I think it was a real guy.
Well, I don't want to be standing talking about my fucking appliances.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've got better things to do.
Exactly.
Um,
I'm only answering it now because I don't have internet and I need something to do. I'd love to be pranked now.
Aye, because the other thing is as well, it'd be more likely to get a wrong number back in the day because, you know,
You're one out, you hit the
you're
wrong
not
one.
getting the internet and people are giving you on wee bits of paper and you lose them and you try to remember them.
That 5 or 6.
You know, I remember when I was young, one of my mates, his family were from Ireland and they were quite old fashioned and they had one of those phones where
You spin it around.
the spinny round thing. They'd get to the 9, you know.
Is that a rotary? Is that what you call that? Or is that an even more
Yeah,
old-fashioned
maybe
one?
it is a rotary phone, aye.
That's the one with the. That's
I don't think it was quite that bad. I know it was
I'd love to
literally
have one of them.
for the 1800s.
hello operator. That kind of thing.
That would be good. Be good if you could get like a wee extension into your iPhone where you could use that kind
I
of
bet
thing.
that exists.
That must exist.
Yeah.
You need to
That's
get an
like
adapter
The worst
cable.
person in the world's doing that right now.
I think that's like the equivalent of not to
Like
slag
vinyl.
you, but having vinyl.
Yes, that. It's an even more impractical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is something I miss though about like having so much physical. I don't know if we always sound like old guys every week. Don't do
It's
this
unreal
now.
now.
But
I know.
there is something to be
Life
said
creeps
for
up on
having
you fast.
physical stuff. I liked it when you had like CDs and shit like that. And there
Something
was,
physical to hold.
aye. Whereas now
It's better when
just,
you're like a teenager as well. If you're getting Christmas presents and stuff like that, it's way more fun.
I know.
Now you've just got a phone.
you know, obviously it is better now just having access to it immediately. And if you did lose it, we'd all be like, you know, wouldn't be able to handle it now.
Yeah.
But there was something nice about just having things that existed in the world.
Aye. I used to love going to HMV after uni and buying 3 DVDs for a tenner.
Fantastic.
You can still do that.
Aye. I don't have a DVD player.
Aye, well, exactly.
No point.
That's the only media I have now. Is I've got Nick's old PS4 and I've got Band of Brothers box set. So I'm imagining I'm about to start working through that pretty soon. Yeah, DVDs, man.
Loved that.
Class.
Did you, sorry to go back to the prankies, have you been pranked?
Oh, that's a good question.
Probably, but not one that springs to mind. That was like a belter.
It's quite scary sometimes if somebody phones you like, because I think I've once or twice when people would phone you and you'd be like, who is this?
Yeah.
Do they have it in for me?
I've had it when it's been like a pal who's just doing a wee joke before they're actually going to reveal that it's them. So it's a bit rather than a pranky.
Uh-huh.
I've had that plenty of times, but I don't think I've just had a random call from a guy saying it's Daniel there.
Just picturing someone doing a bit like a pranky and then they've got to deliver really bad news to you or something.
Have you seen that? I think it's in like, it's a Tim Robinson sketch. I don't know if it's in I Think You Should Leave, but they're pranking him saying it's like him from the future or something.
Yeah.
And then he starts revealing that he was touched by his uncle and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's on the characters one, I think, on Netflix. Yeah, it's really funny.
Sir, yes, sir.
It's a good sketch.
I might have spoken about this ages ago on the pod, but when I was younger, I was staying over at my mate's house, and it was his big brother's, like, it was maybe his 16th birthday or something, so all his mates were all there. They were a couple of years older than us. And I always remember they had these houses, they looked onto the back of these other houses, and they phoned like a takeaway for one of the houses, and everybody's up in the window, and like the guy's like phoning them back going, you're not answering. He's like, no. He's like, just keep chatting louder than that. Like, and they just kept like just winding up this guy, like chatting.
That's funny. Getting to see it is like what a privilege.
That was really
That's
funny.
brilliant.
That was a pure good laugh.
We did a similar thing with a kid's munchie box that we'd got delivered across the road.
Oh, aye.
But it didn't play out as well as that though.
We tried to phone someone who assumed that we were pranking them, but it was genuine. We phoned Dals, remember Dals and Uncle Patrick, and we ordered 3 fried Mars bars, and we just wanted them. But he was like,
deep fried Mars bar?
Deep fried Mars bar, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And then it waited like half an hour, and we're like, can you tell us how long this is going to be? And he's like, I thought that was a joke. And we're like, no. And he was like,
straight up order.
Right, okay. And then he phoned us like 15 minutes later saying, do you actually
Why would he
want
think it was
these?
a joke? It's not
We
a
hadn't
funny
withheld
joke.
the number or anything. And then he was like, right,
Do you
fine.
think in the past someone's pranking him with that? And he's like, I'm not getting fucking fooled by that one again.
Maybe.
That is a strange order.
It's a weird
to be fair.
order, yeah.
It was also I didn't want my mum to find out, so I said, can you just deliver it to the end of the street and I'll pick it up? So maybe I thought that was suspicious
Like
as
a
well.
drug deal.
Alright, I thought you were wee kids just knocking about the streets.
Maybe.
And then, because you can't get stuff delivered to, like, you know, a park bench or something.
Yeah. But I think I said, this is the address, but I'll just meet you outside the street.
I mean, it does sound suspicious now saying it.
Because this would be a time where you would need to, obviously you're not paying online, so you need to give
you
them
need
money.
to pay it.
So he's thinking he's getting whacked.
And also, it was probably
Getting kneecapped for 3 Mars bars.
and also it's probably not worth it. Like the delivery, it would have been like £1.50 or something like that.
That's lazy as fuck. Like, because I always feel that way when I go through the drive-through Greg's near me.
Yeah, that
I
shouldn't
thought
exist,
there's no
should
much more fat you can get in this. You can't even be asked to go into the fucking shop. You drive through.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
To
not
get a
proud of
fucking
yourself in that queue.
couple of sausage rolls.
that is insane.
It's a shameful
To be fair, I did
existence.
offer you a Greg's earlier. I was going to pick it up on the way and you
I know.
declined.
Well, I did because I'd already had some food because I'm back to eating a bit healthier.
Back to clean living.
Yeah.
Fair
No
fucks.
more bread.
No more bread. Half it.
I'm off the bread
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to get off the bread. I'm so on the bread.
for the majority of the week. I do slip. I'll have a wrap sometimes.
I think your rap's alright. Your rap's a kind of, methadone.
Right.
Our mate Ali, who doesn't do the carbs, on Saturday he got a lamb shank, and then for a drink he got a rum and coke, but he insisted on having a bottled coke because he obviously didn't want the draft for whatever reason. He's pure tuned into all that
He's
stuff.
like
Right.
to the nth degree.
I'd be
though.
like, I wish I had that discipline though. I had
was that
2
a Coke
burgers on
Zero?
Saturday.
I'll take it. You had what?
I had 2 burgers on Saturday.
I had a fucking pie and a nachos and a loaded fries.
We were talking about that, how
Aunties
you've
loads of
got
rolls.
a sort of, maybe it's your Fife background, Stu, but you've got an unusual palate, shall we say, when
What,
it comes
because
to
a fucking pie?
food. Aye. I wouldn't necessarily think to have a
Never
pie
ordered
in
a pie in a stag
pub.
dist.
Aye.
I didn't think it was that rogue.
No, because I would just like, because what would you normally go for in that environment, like a pub grub thing? You go for the burger, don't you, really?
I got a chicken sandwich.
Did you?
Chicken and bacon sandwich.
What kind of pie?
Chicken pie.
A chicken pie? Nah,
It's
that's
kind of like a chicken sandwich.
But nicer.
close, aye. I know,
Well,
but that's
it was very small.
I'm not saying there's nothing weird about it, but
That,
it's
that
just,
was a weird pie, to be fair. That was not the pie I'd envisioned
It
in my
was on
mind.
top of the pie.
What I
Aye.
want is like a chicken baked for Greg's, almost like a white meat chicken,
right.
creamy sauce and a bit of ham or bacon or whatever, and a pie that's like, I'm picturing like Desperate Dan, you know, the crusted over the top chips. But it was like a weird pie. It had like potatoes on top.
Aye.
Oh, fuck that,
But
man.
would you say that you? Do you know what it is? It's like, I think that me and you are similar, Stephen. That like we'd probably have your more basic options.
Your burgers.
You make me look exotic, certainly.
Aye,
But that's just because I'm
that's-
sitting next to you two
that's
eating
what I'm
burgers constantly.
We pretty much every meal in Germany you got, I pretty much copied you.
That's
Chicken
true.
schnitzel.
Yeah, but that's
Bratwurst.
not adventurous, is it? It's just a bit of fucking breaded chicken. It's like,
It wasn't
I'm not
bread.
eating fucking
See, when you're
seal.
in the house and you're having dinner, who decides what to have?
I'm the chef, me.
So you decide.
Yeah.
Do you phone
Usually.
Stu to consult?
Yeah, I'll send Stu what you having, pulled pork. Stick on. No, I would usually. I'd ask Catherine what she wants to eat, but she usually says I don't care, and then I'll buy the food, cook it, and she'll say, "Oh, why don't we cook? Why don't we have something else?" She didn't fucking
say that.
Exactly.
I mean, she would give you half of hers anyway.
Well, that's. I'm giving her stuff that she's not wanting, so I'm.
I always finish Steve's dinners as well when we're don't I?
That's
yeah.
like
Can you imagine you're finishing my
It's
dinners?
a drip
Imagine
down
how
economy.
much of if you came at
much
dinner
she's
with me
leaving.
and Catherine.
Yeah.
well, there's that thing weaponized incompetence. That almost sounds like the opposite. Is weaponized competence. You're making a dinner that you like, but you know that she's not going to appreciate, so that
No,
you can have more of it.
I was having a wee joke because I do try and make, like, for instance, I'm not a big fish man, but I bought fish this week because she likes fish.
That's marriage right there.
But I also bought burgers because that's what I like to eat.
Aye,
You got to give and take.
Exactly. Compromise.
compromise.
I'm always in charge of food as well. It's exhausting, isn't it? Having to choose what you're having, buy it, cook it.
Yeah. It's
Every
fucking. It is every week, and you need to do a big shop. Do you
Can't
do
be
big shops?
fucked.
Yeah, I'll do one a week for myself.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
But I
exhausting.
was actually thinking this today though. Obviously, a big shot for me. I can do it in a basket. In a
It's a wee
basket.
shop.
A basket is the single man's friend.
What's your weekly shop? Talk me through it. What are you getting?
Bunch of meat.
Well, yeah, pretty much meat and veg and a bit of
Bacon
fruit.
and eggs.
Bacon, eggs,
How many packets of bacon's in your big shop?
2.
So what are we talking? 16 rushes?
It was, what is there?
8, 10 in a
There's
pack?
10 and 8, 10 on
20.
each. Aye. I'm not going through that in a week normally, but and then so you get eggs, bacon, avocado. You
How
get your
many
stuff,
eggs you eat
stuff
in
for
a
the
week?
Nutribullet. Quite a
12,
lot. Quite a lot.
24.
It depends because often there'll be a couple of days in the week where I can't have it because I need to boot or
Aye.
I'll pick up something. And then there's a couple of, I only maybe will buy 2 or 3 things in for dinner because I'm lucky if I'm in
You won't be in.
more than
No, that's
that.
the same in our house.
Yeah, so it's, you're always, and then the amount of time, what a waste, you know what I mean, when you're buying stuff in, then you end up picking up gigs and all the
We've
rest
got
of
like granny's fridges, just like 3 things in there.
Aye. But
You
I've
never
got a
know.
bit of a bad, I suppose it's not a bad habit, but it's like I often will be I done it just there today, where I went to Asda after the gym and bought my shopping and see if I've went to the gym for a week or 2, I'm not buying in any food. It's not only been no exercising, but then I'm typically getting takeaways all the time.
It's a vicious cycle.
A vicious cycle.
It was vicious.
I'm getting into the slow cooker game. I'm only cooking slow now. Dug that out of the fucking
What's the
back cupboard.
advantage of a slow cooker?
Bang it in,
Bang it
leave
in.
it, come home, eat it.
Dinner's ready.
So you don't
Easy,
need the oven?
easy.
But
Really,
what's the
yeah.
difference between putting that in the oven?
Oven's
Kinda.
going to overcook it.
Yeah.
Overcook it?
Yeah.
Slow cooker's quite a low temperature, so you
Have it
can leave it
low.
on for 8 hours.
Lid on it, so it's kind of steaming away.
Yeah. But you can only really cook like your stews and whatnot. You have to have liquid in there, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I would be worried about if you're just keeping on a low heat, it would just be undercooked still.
Nah, because it's on for 8
Magical,
hours.
that thing.
It's on for fucking ages.
Right.
There's a low and a high setting, and high's still low.
It's good. It's good stuff, man.
I remember when we started the podcast, and I was very scared early on that basically I needed to veer you away from
We're gonna
talking
have
about
this
food
chat.
all the time.
I was
And,
surprised you got into here because what I was going to say is me and Steve talk about this in the car constantly. That's all we talk about.
I love talking about food.
I asked you what you had for your dinner last night in the car.
You did barbecue chicken.
Oh, aye. Did you?
Mediterranean veg.
If you could have a telly show,
Potatoes.
if you could have a telly show, a food-based telly show, what would you want to just do?
Ready, steady, cook.
Aye. Ditella falafel, that thing we've seen in
Oh,
Germany.
try tell her for laugh. Now you're
Love that
talking.
guy.
Would you put it on if you did Ready Steady Cook? Would you put as seen on Ready Steady Cook on your Fringe poster?
Aye.
I'd want to
100%.
see that shit.
I'd put I've met Ainsley Harriott on there. I'd fucking love to meet
Star of
Ainsley.
meeting Ainsley Harriott.
I'd love to meet Ainsley.
Would
He
you
was
go and
my
see a
hero.
comedy show because it said as seen on Ready Steady Cook?
If it was Ainsley, I'd go and see Ainsley's show.
He doesn't need to write that on his.
No.
Would he do something like these good food shows that you see, like James Martin and all that does at the SCCC or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go to that.
Would you go to that?
Steve, we should go to the good food show together.
I'm going to be honest. I've never enjoyed watching cooking shows,
I
right?
know we've been through this,
And
I like him.
but it's because
them.
you can't. You're seeing
Can't
it.
eat
You
them.
can't eat it.
Yeah, it's
Gives you
porno.
ideas though to cook something new. No. You just baking
Is
an
that
eggs
what
all day
it's
long.
for? Is that what it's for? To give you more ideas?
I've rarely cooked a recipe I've seen on it, but sometimes I've been like, you know what, that korma looks quite nice.
Sometimes you're making something and you sort of remember something that Gordon Ramsay said 10 years ago.
Yeah.
About how if you put some salt on the garlic, it breaks down more easily. And you're like, great.
Oh, so it's kind of getting you that.
still-
You just accrue information.
Aye.
I cut peppers the way Gordon Ramsay cut
What's
peppers.
his move?
Chops off the end, puts it on its side, and slices down the
Yeah,
sides.
yeah, it's good. None of that white shit.
Yeah, because that's bitter. And you
Shite.
learn stuff like that.
Exactly.
I just feel like folk are like all telly is just pure edging people on different things they can't get.
Houses.
Can't have the food, fucking place in
I
the
don't watch
sun and
those
all this
ones.
sort of stuff.
Yeah.
My dad's
Fall in a
obsessed with that. Like, that's all he does, watch a place in the sun. I'm like, when are you going to fuck off?
To spend.
You like Spain so much, fucking move there.
I was in Oslo last week, and the only British telly they had on the telly in the hotel was on a loop. They either had Grand Designs or A Place in the Sun. And I do agree, it is kind of torture,
Yeah.
especially when it's been pissing with rain in Glasgow every day for 6 months or whatever.
Yeah. Grand Designs is quite a. I've never really got into that, but
It's a bit above my pay grade, Grand Designs.
is it?
Yeah. It's too fancy, big mad houses in the woods. It's all ceramic. And
Although I did like Cribs, I loved that. Watching
Aye.
Cribs.
you never hear that. What's his name? Kevin on Grand Designs? You never hear, like, this is where the magic happens. Isn't it?
Is there a
This is
lot
my
of
trainer's room for
a lot of
sneakers.
Scarface posters and Grand Designs?
Those were the days, Cribs, man. Pimp
Yeah.
my ride.
That
Yeah,
was
I
a
used to love
glory,
Pimp My
the
Ride.
glory years of MTV.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't it?
Correct.
It's correct. Pimp My Ride was amazing.
Exhibit.
See if
Do you
I
ever see the British version with Tim Westwood?
Aye.
garbage, hot trash. I hate that guy.
He's a fucking weirdo, isn't he?
If I got rich enough, I would have a pimped ride, and I would have.
I'd love you to pick me up with your fucking, got a massive
Table
spoiler
tennis
in a
thing in the
themed car.
So you'd have a pimp ride. So what kind of what are we talking here? What kind of thing?
subwoofers,
What?
neon lights.
What's the subwoofer?
I
It's
don't
just
know.
a type of hi-fi,
They
isn't it?
spoke
Speaker.
about it constantly.
You'd have it in like Need for Speed in the back of
spoiler?
your
yeah. NOS.
Yeah, Nos is that was
Nos,
for,
yeah.
was that for Fast and Furious, like the first one or whatever?
Need for Speed.
I think Need for
for
Speed
Speed.
started all this stuff. The
Yeah.
lights under the car.
Neon
Worth
lights.
saying, I don't drive, by the way. But I'd get this and get a chauffeur.
Do you know how
I've
you
got
go?
neon lights. My mum's got neon lights in the back of her telly. That's a new
So
thing.
have we.
That's
Well,
cool.
not neon, but it matches the screen.
But yeah, it just goes.
Aye.
And I only, obviously I've been living there for like 2 months and only noticed yesterday that was happening and it matched the screen. Really weird.
Strange. You don't need that.
People could watch this on their TV and it would do it, right? So
Yeah.
like behind me it would be like yellow behind the
That's
on
crazy.
the wall.
And then blue.
And
A
then
lot
blue
of
on
people
that
getting
side.
these type of things in, but then this is the thing. The other
Adds
week,
nothing to the viewing experience.
No.
but the other week,
Distracting, if
Yeah.
anything.
that Microsoft thing happened, you know, the computers went down, and see if everybody's living rooms and fucking fridges and all that sort of stuff is going to start being all these sort of media wall type of things. As soon as everything fucks up and crashes, you're fucked.
No, more old guy opinions, but you know, I don't need a fucking smart fridge. I don't need to know anything. Just keep my meat cold, lad.
Exactly.
I don't want my fridge malfunctioning.
Cause I got a car relatively recently, and I'm worried because it's one of those ones it's not got a key, you don't put anything in.
Really?
So it's just a battery. So if that battery runs out, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
What's going on?
The Teslas and stuff like that, they're known for.
I saw a picture of one on fire in the sea the other day.
Yeah, going on fire, and then like the people get locked. I think it was like a kid or something get locked in one, and it's like because it's all operated via your fucking phone or something like that. Like you can't unlock your doors. Like there's no actual way to do it.
You need at least a backup.
Yeah,
You
Not
need
rang with a key, I don't think.
It still works.
I know. What do you need a key for?
Exactly. Love keys.
So how do you get in? You've got a clicker that opens the thing.
And do you? And
So
you
you still
don't
need
put
that,
it
so you
in
can still
the.
lose that, and then you can't get in your car anyway.
Yeah, well, if
So what's the
that,
benefit
I
of
mean,
not
if that
having a key?
runs out of battery, then
Oh, the clicker has a battery.
yeah, clicks.
So you've got to
battery.
charge your car keys.
Well, I've never done it ever, but at some point it's going to run
I bet
out.
it's like solar powered or something.
Surely there's no fucking battery in there.
No.
But
How else does it work?
how else does it
But
work?
then any keys have got like you click them and
Aye,
it
but
opens the door.
at least that you've got a key that you can open the actual.
If all goes wrong.
Aye, you can do that, and then you put it in the ignition, turn it
Wait,
on.
so you
I
don't
don't
put it
have
in
an
the
ignition. This
See,
is
I don't like those cars that
it's
don't
just
have an
you put
ignition.
it, you just have it in the car and you press a button that says go. So I'm fucked.
Can he say go in it? Surely it says go.
It says go.
Fuck's sake.
Well, I think it's a start.
No, I think you need a key. I think you need a
Says
key
vroom.
that turns an ignition. I think all these wee fob things are
Woke
crazy.
shite.
nah woke shite. Yeah.
Woke snowflake.
No. That's not what we won the war for.
But aye,
You know.
it's to go back to Cribs. This is what I would love in my dream house, cinema room. I seen,
Yeah, I would love a cinema room.
Watching Jamie Oliver's cooking programs on a huge fucking.
So how many seats are you talking? Because this could double up as a place potentially to do previews. Stand up.
preview room, yeah.
invite people to your house.
You could have
Every night I
have your
die on my arse in my spare room.
Yeah, I mean, maybe 3 and then 3, maybe 6. I don't think you're inviting many more
Well, who's
people
coming
round.
round?
Yeah, it's just yourself.
I
Really.
know you don't want to be constantly in an empty. Aye, so what? Aye, so 6 seats.
Yeah, wee popcorn maker, snack stand.
But then,
got
do
your
you know, like, there is
crispy
actually
M&Ms.
something good about like it's as if you're in an actual cinema and you're the only one there. So maybe having, say you had,
You'd be wanking in that room within half an hour.
with the type of films I'm putting on. Say you had like 5-6 rows of.
No, I'm not having 5 or 6 rows. No, I'm having 3 seats and 3 seats. So
This
I'm
is a
not-
dream scenario, Steve. You can have whatever you want.
Saying.
Well, I know, because it's going to be a small room. I want it to be intimate. I
Because then
want
you
to
could make
enjoy.
a wee short film and then you could have a
With
premiere
respect,
in
this
your own
doesn't
house.
sound better than my front room.
No.
Well, big comfy seats, big projector is what I'm thinking. Popcorn
You could
maker.
do this right now.
What about like you could?
I don't have
so
the
you're-
space.
I think you're talking maybe just smaller than the actual one in the Grosvenor in Ashton Lane.
No
Yeah.
windies. Don't want
there's
windows.
no
No
windy. Nobody's
Well, I'm
arguing
saying
there.
if you're in your front room.
My front room does have windows.
Oh, right,
There you go.
Not to brag.
So it need to be subterranean, not need to be kind of be like a basement type of scenario.
And then
you
I'm
think?
assuming you've got a front room as well.
Aye.
This isn't just wrecking your front room for the odd
This
nice
is
film.
this is my dream. I am not. I'm not
So
blocking
cinema-
out the windows to have.
Would you have a gym in the house?
Yes.
That's my dream.
I'd
Yes.
have that before I had a cinema.
Yeah.
I never go to the
For
cinema.
me, it goes cinema, gym,
I know you don't watch films.
lift. Well, I like TV shows.
You want a lift, yeah.
I want a lift in it.
You're not either of them on floor.
You're talking about worrying about the battery on it, your fucking car and you've got a lift in your house. You're going to do if you get stuck in that.
I want a windy lift where a little man works it and he winds it up.
I seen that because I'm thinking of wee things that I've seen on
What'd you call
actual
them?
cribs. I don't know if I can
Dunno.
winder.
A roll up.
Roll up lift. And they can't hired a guy to do it. I'm
He's
sure
dressed
on
up to
this
the
episode.
nines as well, by the way, this
Yeah,
guy.
red hat, red suit. One thing that I seen in one of these episodes that I've always wanted when I was a horny wee guy, they had a slide down to just a velvet mattress area.
Imagine bringing a one night stand home and you slide into your bed from a
Slide
floor
into
up.
this velvet mattress area, and it was
Hard to get a bigger ick than that.
maybe, but
I don't want a woman deciding in mid-air that she no longer wants to sleep with me.
Yeah. Do you have one of these? No, I sleep in a big bed with my wife. And fucking Millhouse's dad and the Simpsons.
Lift operator just tipping his cat here.
Yeah, but so the whole time you're in the bed, you've just got a big slide that's in the end of it.
this isn't where you sleep all the time. This is for
the fuck
private
bed.
times. This is the
This is in the cinema room.
yeah. This is next to the cinema room.
Right.
They never actually showed you how you got out. I don't know if you need to walk back up the slide. I don't know if there's a
You gotta
separate
clamber
door.
up the slide.
Get a rope or something up the slide. But it just
So
looks
it's
fun.
like Michael Jackson doing
Yeah,
it.
this is a highly suspicious house.
Might have been his house. I don't know. I'm sure it was some rapper. I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna
Raid this
YouTube it.
house.
Drake.
They also had a basketball court. I never played basketball, but it
Yeah.
looked cool.
We didn't even have a basketball court at school, I don't think.
Oh, we
Oh,
played
in the house.
basketball in school.
Would you a five-a-sides pitch? What about that in your back
I
garden?
know, but how often you getting 10 pal or
Do you not
9
just
pals?
think this is the thing though? Because when you're a kid, you watch Cribs, you're like, this would be amazing, and then by the time you've hit like 30, you're like, I don't have any pals that would be free to hang out to do any of this stuff.
See,
Yeah.
when you're
Even
rich,
a pool table's
you
gonna
can
waste in
buy
my house.
pals. You can
Yeah.
buy pals.
Just me and the lift guy hanging out all the time.
But imagine, right, you were like, you know, like who wouldn't want to come round to famous comedian's house to have a game of fives?
Yeah.
Be great.
I reckon you could get Pirlo
I'm
and
not a
stuff
comedian
like
in
that.
this
David
fantasy.
Beckham, in that documentary, did Tino do that where he had a fives pitch on his back?
Yeah, Zidane
Some of these
rig-
boys. Aye, and then he got like Roberto Carlos and all that.
Yeah, that would be class.
I wouldn't want that. I don't know.
Nah,
Chris-
It's like the
Chris
cinema
Sutton.
room, though, isn't it? You're like, before you know it, all your pals will just come around for a free game of fives all the time.
Yeah.
Go
right.
fucking soccer sixes, lad.
Invite Scorsese into the cinema room.
That is very much given when my mum bought me a foosball table and I didn't have anyone to play with. And it also took up all the space in my room. It's just a big massive obstacle.
Usually the houses in Cribs weren't also like the rooms weren't the size of the pool table. Like, that was a little part of it.
Yeah. Well, I've had that before where I wanted a pool table,
Pool
but it
table,
was
aye.
too big for the room. So my mum was like, "I'll get you a tabletop pool table," and it's just a shitey wee novelty
Yeah,
thing.
snide those
Yeah,
things.
and
Yeah.
you're like, well, it's not good for anything.
Do you ever buy one of those pool tables? It's like that size. It's like a foot or whatever.
What's the point in that, man?
It's
Get
the
it from
biggest
the
waste of
gadget shop.
plastic ever.
Aye.
Yeah.
What would you have in a games room?
Oh, well, foosball, table tennis, punch bag
pool
machine.
Air hockey, I would like. in
Oh,
mine.
air hockey is
Air
good.
hockey would be good.
Yeah.
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 Top. This is very. This is literally There Will Be Blood. Fucking bowling alley.
Oh, now we're talking.
I don't really like bowling, but I'm pretty shy at bowling.
I love bowling.
Really?
I
think
We
it's
should
something
go
I wish
bowling
I'd done
corporate
more.
way day.
Yeah, we should. I don't think I've
I don't
ever
think I've
beaten
ever
you
seen.
at a sport, so I think this could be my
This
chance.
could be the time,
Did
Stevie.
we not play bowling at? Well, we were probably one there at the Fringe last year because they had it in that bowling place in
I
Edinburgh.
missed it.
At the
Did we
Dave
not-
party.
That
yeah.
was good, aye.
Yeah.
Missed it.
I
Aye,
never
that's
played
always
bowling
good
that
fun.
year though.
That's
I just
good
got the
fun.
invite for that this year. We should go. Let's
Oh,
play
aye.
bowling this year.
Yeah, let's do it.
I would have pitch and putt out the back if I had space. That's my
Oh,
thing.
yes.
I would actually
Golf.
spend all day out there.
I'd
That's
actually
all I
have.
Would you prefer to work on a putt or would you like to have some sort of driving range type of thing? If you could have it.
I'd have a short game area if
Aye.
I could have anything.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
What
Fucking
about
around.
crazy golf? I'd have a big clown head in my
I like Happy
carpet.
Gilmore, like
Yeah, big
a
windmill.
windmill and all that.
That'd be fun.
Here's a question, right? This came up when you were talking about the lift. I've often pondered this, right? See if you were rich enough to have like a big mansion and all that. Like, I don't know if I could feel no guilty having a butler. Because like, even if they're getting
I
well
reckon
paid,
you'd get over
because
that
you could always be like
Got a
you're getting
lift
well
guy, I'm
paid
getting a
this and
butler
that,
as well.
but you couldn't, you couldn't help but have the guy resent you in some way.
It'd be
Because his
weird, wouldn't it?
job
The
is
power
to,
dynamic's so
yeah.
weird.
Aye, but if you pay him well and treat him well,
I know, but it's like a.
I mean, what are you making this guy do? No
Kiss
wiping your
his
arse.
arse and all that. Give it a wee kiss while you're down there.
You know,
I
I'm the
mean-
best, you know. But no, but you know what I mean? Like it would be, as you say, be a weird power dynamic.
Well, it depends,
Yeah.
doesn't it? Because rich people, you know, you might have a chef and a gardener and a cleaner and all these people, and you're like, well, where does a butler end and those professions begin? You know?
Yeah.
And also, then, like, you can never. How much can you relax in your own home if all these basically employees are about, and you can't just, you know what I mean? You're always worried about their hankney and all the rest of it.
My cousin down south, she works for years. She's worked for like a like some kind of like Saudi prince or something. Like she
Wow.
likes horses and she like works at the stables or whatever. So she's essentially staff for like this obscenely wealthy family from the Middle East, and she loves it.
Really?
Does she really? I know, but then because you also think about them having their own lives and all that. Like, but
Yeah.
could they, how much of a life could they have if like you had a pure live-in butler? Do they live in? I don't know. Do they got their quarters?
I
don't wanna
reckon
see them.
they'd have. They'd probably
Santa
have their
Claus.
own house. Surely you don't think you'd make them live
No.
here? 'Cause they need their own lives, don't they?
That would be
They
good,
could sit behind you in the cinema room.
I'd let them watch. Sure. They need to stick it on first and then come down and watch.
They're the projectionist.
Get the popcorn and stuff.
Yeah.
What would you have in your in the bedroom where the magic happens?
Shaq had the biggest bed. He got his own like custom made biggest
I love
bed.
that you remember Shaq's house from the Cribs.
It had a giant Superman S on it, black velvet sheets.
Nothing tacky about that.
Just have that.
I just have Shaq's.
So much Shaquille O'Neal merch in this house.
Yeah. There's never been a bigger dichotomy between someone who would potentially need that versus not.
Well, yeah.
Even bigger if it was just you. At least Shaq's massive.
I do like the idea of having a big like oversized bed.
Massive
though. Yeah.
bed. Aye.
Beds are like, you want a big bed, but there's a certain point where it becomes daft, don't you think? I think any bigger than a king bed is ridiculous.
What is bigger than a king? A queen?
No, that's smaller, I think.
The
King's
a double
Or
king.
a super. I don't know what they're called, but I've had big beds and it's great. But I've always been in shitty wee rooms where like, well, okay, the whole room's the bed now. Then
Yeah. My beef is that I think even a king, your feet are still dangling over it at a certain point. Whereas
Ours aren't.
you need. No, but you need
No.
I need an
No,
extra
no.
couple of, I'd like an extra couple
me
of
and Steve
inches
could sleep at the foot of your bed.
Yeah.
That would be good though, man.
Would you have a
I would-
pool?
Aye. I think a pool is
Sauna,
like
you'd have a sauna.
Indoor,
I'd
it would
love a
have to
sauna.
be in Scotland, though, wouldn't it?
yeah, you need an indoor pool.
Do you know what I'd love? Because being in Oslo last week, they've got like sauna culture a bit there. Not as much as in Finland or whatever, but you go in these big saunas and then you jump in the fjord or you jump in the barrel. I'd fucking love that.
But that's kind of
So nice.
That's something my auntie just got a wee sauna put into her back garden in Drumry. So it's
Yeah,
not like
brilliant.
a pure. That's
It's not
not a rich
crazy.
thing anymore.
I
That's
guess we're
like,
one
It's
right
just
now.
like just in a shed.
aye, you can do, and it's
That's
got
quite
a
good,
plunge
isn't
pool you can buy them for
I would like to
Argos.
do that.
You can buy it for Argos.
Can't really do
Something
that in a rented place though, can you?
Nah, wouldn't be doing that. Take
Not
your
got fucking internet yet.
take
Let's
your
hold off on the
sauna with
sauna.
Certainly not an infrared one anyway. I would love stuff like that. Like, because I even missed the fact my gym's not got a sauna anymore. Because the one I used to go to, you could go and get a sauna in a steam room. There's a wee bit of it's a wee luxury element to it. I feel.
You do always feel better for being in a sauna, don't
I
you?
do think so. Aye. I would actually tell you what I would have. I would have a flotation tank in my house.
You've been flotation pilled from that
Aye,
place.
it was
that
good.
gave you a
It was
freebie.
good. Aye, I would.
But you'd need staff for that. Imagine getting locked in there.
Yeah,
That's true.
the electric key for that
Aye.
horror movie.
No, I'd have an ignition on it. I know that's true. How I know.
Do you know what I always think of? Do you ever see that James Bond film? It was Sean Connery. I can't remember which one it was, but there's like these things where I don't know if they're like saunas, but they like lock you in. And you're like that, and like you're just your head sticking out. You ever seen them?
Yeah.
There's a James Bond film where he like sticks a broom through the handles, or whatever, and he's like cooking alive or whatever, and he can't. I remember seeing that when I was a wee guy and thinking, that's fucking terrifying.
That's crazy. I've never seen that before.
When we were in Essen in Germany, across the road from where we were staying, there was some cryogenic place, wasn't there? And I was choking to try it.
That's right.
It'd have been good.
Need to go back.
But I don't know if that's like that or whether your whole body goes in for those things.
Oh.
But I like the idea of maximising, although I've never really fancied the whole Wim Hof shite.
Cold
the
water,
cold plunge.
cold
It
swimming.
was nice because we were doing that in
Did you do it? Aye?
going hot and cold. It's nice. It's good. But
Aye.
I wouldn't do just purely cold forever.
I did do
Looks
when
a
I
bit
when I'd done the
try-hard.
flotation tank. Actually, they did have an ice bath, but it was fucking freezing. It was, and I'm like, this is gonna be good for you.
There's a reason athletes do it though, right?
I kept imagining I was like, well, how am I not getting frostbite straight away? And I kept imagining just like pure my
All
feet
about the
freezing.
mindset.
I know, but then that's what I'm saying. But my mind was going
Stevie's
instantly
got an
to
elite
the
mindset. You need that.
my mind was
I'm
going
not
instantly
getting
to the worst
frostbite.
case scenario. I'm like, how is this all right? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how it works. It doesn't seem like it would be good for you
No.
in my eyes, but what do I know? I'm not a scientist. I've used the wee plunge bucket in the gym before.
Plunge bucket.
Plunge McBucket.
You know those wee plunge things?
No.
You ever go to the Beardmore? There's like a bucket and it fills with water and you pull the thing and it...
What is it, a prank?
It's like
No.
Are you raising awareness for ALS?
Yeah, ice bucket challenge. That's just their other
That's what
thing.
it is. You can just do your ice bucket challenge.
It's right next to the sauna, so you go in for the sauna and then plunge yourself.
Aye.
Same principle.
Apart from you're not going in, you're just getting
I'd
all
have
over
that before I had a giant Superman-esque bed.
you. Yeah.
Would you? So we're talking right cinema in an ideal scenario. Right, your cinema room, your games room with all this stuff in it, bowling alley potentially.
And one other thing, I would like the floor to be a fish tank.
Sharks and that kind of
That
it.
would be the dream.
The floor to be a fish tank.
Giant
Imagine you go
fish
back with a guy down the slide into the massive S-shaped velvet bed, and it's all sharks and that under. I would shag that guy. For
Do you
sure.
need to take my shoes off? If you've got heels, aye.
You don't want to crack the tank.
That would be the least you could relax ever. You're sitting watching the telly or a movie, just you know, you think, it's a fucking fish tank.
Watching Jaws in the cinema room with sharks under you.
It's hilarious.
I think it'd
That'd
be
be
good.
class.
Would you have a big fish tank though? Would you? Because that
What a
like
pain in the
floor?
arse, fish
I
tanks.
know it seemed like a pain in the
I'd need the butler to deal with it.
The butler would feed the fish.
with himself.
I don't want to say aggro.
Get sick of him, just chuck yourself in, mate.
Chuck yourself.
I've had one goldfish and that was a pain in the ass.
Aye.
So an aquarium's not high on my list.
Yeah.
We when I was younger, we had goldfish, and my mum and dad went on holiday. I had my mates over,
In
and
the back of the piano.
one of the guys they poured beer into the fish tank and it died.
That's bang it.
That's terrible.
That's bang it.
Fish, well, goldfish, particularly in like the empties of Scotland, have been so badly treated in the or something. Like, there's not a more marginalised animal than the goldfish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're seen as expendable. They're the flies of the sea.
Yeah, that's due a government inquiry, I think, into
Yeah.
the treatment of them.
I
over
hope the
years.
kids are treating goldfish kindly these days.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to do them at the fun fairs anymore in the wee bags.
Mm.
Are they not?
Animal cruelty.
That does seem like something that if you told a kid that now, they'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking
What
about?"
do you
You'd be
mean?
handed a fish in a bag.
Can't
What?
even get a fish in a bag because I woke. What's this? We wrote down a few topics to go on. What's this cocaine shark thing then?
Davey was telling me about that.
Just looking up Twitter's trending topics, and cocaine shark was one of them. And apparently, sharks off the coast of Brazil have been found with cocaine in their system.
In their system?
Mm.
Do you think that's for eating
How do they
people
test for
that?
that?
I know.
Just fucking at a
Can't stop,
party talking
can't stop
shit.
talking about their business ideas.
Is that, do you think they've ate somebody who's taking cocaine, or do you think it's just cocaine?
I think cocaine's
washed
been
into the
dumped in the
water.
sea or something, or it's been
a waste, isn't
well,
it?
like accidentally.
It's the old cocaine bear routine,
Yeah.
based on a true
That was
story.
a film. So this is a sequel. That's a shoe-in for a sequel.
Yeah,
Sweet
it sounds like
Jaws, I think,
Sharknado or
Coke.
something. Right? It's
Yeah.
like
It does sound like a film, doesn't it? Cocaine shark.
Cocaine Shark.
Mm.
Maybe we should make that. That's the plot for a film. Cocaine
You want
Shark.
to write it? You want to
You
patent the idea?
pranky someone when you're a kid about how there's been a cocaine shark found.
Don't go into the water.
Turns out to be true. So crazy, it just might work.
That is good, actually.
Was Cocaine Shark there? Yes. Who's calling?
We should start pitching shit like this. Where, like, you know, we get asked to make pitches and stuff, and like, you know, this deadline, you need to come up with something. Imagine just pitching, not this, but you know what I mean. Like,
Cocaine shark.
if we need to come with a pitch, they're expecting it to be like, I don't know, featuring the three of us, based somewhat on our real lives, whatever. Just hit out with like, yeah, heroin parrot. That's
Yeah, it's like
just to see what they say.
it's all CGI.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about a parrot that's on smack.
I've got this idea about
Chilled out parrot.
chilled out parrot. Well, I have been saying for ages that parrots have been due a comeback.
That's true.
That's right. I still don't quite know what you mean by that.
I just think that they were a prominent thing in culture, or at least when we were growing up as kids.
I think it's because we didn't have as much of the internet. Like a parrot talking was absolutely incredible to us, but to
Yeah.
the kids these days, that's 10 a
I think
penny.
because maybe
Tell me
because
something
of
I don't know,
the
Grandad.
Robin Williams film Hook. Maybe that was it. And I think I can't remember if it's a parrot. Pirates.
I don't think it did.
I just think the fact I think it's
Yeah, the Hook.
underappreciated that there's these birds out there that can talk, and I think it's a crazy thing.
I do
It's wild.
agree.
It is wild.
You know,
Do you
trying
know
to
they
train
don't-
AI. We've got nature's AI.
I
The
told you this
parrot.
last time, yeah. It's rudimentary AI, parrots. They take what you tell them and they regurgitate it.
Yeah, they don't understand the words.
They couldn't
that
write
they're
a
saying.
screenplay though.
Nah. Do you think
They're not gonna take
an
our jobs, I don't
infinite
think.
amount of parrots could speak the words of Shakespeare?
They
If
could
you had enough of
perform,
them
yeah.
lined up, I take them
Do you think?
each one in a row. Eh?
To be or not to be?
I'd rather watch that.
It'd be fun.
Why did they sound more like a robot? There?
To be. That was
Yeah,
my
that
parrot
sounded
voice.
like
I
an
would
AI.
have a parrot in my Cribs mansion.
Would you?
Parrot
Parrots?
room.
Just a parrot room. And a
They'd sound
tank.
like you though, because they'd be mimicking you. They'd be doing your
Or
bits.
unless I got somebody else to train it.
I
Or
don't give two stuffs.
you could put on a podcast or something and get them to sound like
Get it.
Mark Maron or whatever.
Why
Yeah.
the fuck would you want a parrot that sounded like mine?
Just for example.
Joe Rogan.
That's dictionary definition. This guy's got more money than sense. The parrot sits on a stool and does bits.
Has there been any, you know how in like films they do, like I was watching Paddington 2 the other night and they do like,
That's a talking animal.
well, that's
A
a talking,
non-cocaine bear.
You can
that
get
is
the
a talking
training on
animal.
it.
But they do bits.
That's what he's famous for.
The wee kids done a bit where they recorded like this woman speaking and then they used her voice. So they took it out of the Home Alone playbook, to be fair. But do you think there's any films that like they've used a parrot to like mimic someone and used it over the phone and got them to do
What the fuck are you talking about?
This sounds like a what's the script guess that we would have done.
like, you know how in Home Alone where he's recording the thing off the telly and
Uh-huh.
he plays it on the phone to book the hotel.
Right,
Right.
or when he's plays the thing and it's
The
like
top boy.
and
Yeah.
he's playing the Christmas thing. It's like what's the fucking thing he
You
says?
keep the change, you filthy animals.
Yeah, so that stuff.
Yeah. Credit card, you got it. That bit. So, do you think there's ever been a thing in a film where they've used a parrot to get up to hijinks? Is what I'm saying. Because if
this
not,
is what I'm saying. I think that this used to be in hundreds of films, and it
Oh,
isn't
you
anymore.
couldn't even move for parrots in
like
films.
getting a parrot to like copy their enemy saying something
Polly won a
bad.
cracker.
I'd be astonished if this hasn't happened.
This
on
is
screen.
probably one of the most famous scenes in a film. Is
Yeah.
like a parrot. I'm going to actually just type in and see. Parrot.
Because if not, I was just going to say we should write it.
That's got to be I bet you're
That's my
actually
big
one
idea.
of the most like
Done thing in a film.
parrot
I probably
films.
said this the last time we spoke about parrots, but
I can't believe there's been more than 2 times.
I think we tried to do it on Scott's Cove one year where the parrot like tells on there's been a
I mean-
crime and the parrot clips on them.
Right.
But I don't think it was impossible to film. I think
I
it didn't
don't, but I don't mean like
I think BBC Scotland's quite
Yeah,
good
the
at
parrot
the
budget.
budget.
resources.
I don't
and-
mean like the parrot tells on them. I mean the parrot mimics the person and then they use it over the phone to get what they want.
But why would the parrot? Why would you use the parrot to mimic rather than just someone else?
Just the person
Like say
saying
we
it.
had to mimic Mark in this room, you'd get me to do it instead of the parrot, right?
Because the parrot can copy it exactly.
Yeah, it's not. I
Also,
know
the
what you're
parrot
saying,
is
eh?
like,
this
like
person-
Rory Bremner. This parrot is bang on. It's like Alistair McGowan.
I would actually argue that that the Rory Bremner is basically just a parrot.
Yes.
He's alright. He's mimicking.
Don't want to start beef with Rory.
No, I'm not saying that's a bad
No,
thing.
it's
I'm just
the guy.
saying that he's performing the same function.
Would you tell that to his face if you met him?
Oh, listen, I'm sure
I
he can
respect you,
remember
Mark,
me
but
of
you're no
stuff.
better than a parrot, really.
Right, next time
You're like
we
a
do-
parrot that reads the news.
But that's what impressions are, isn't it? That's what a parrot's doing.
Aye.
But it's more impressive coming from the mind of a parrot.
That's what when we pitched the film, like you know how you get like from the producers off, like from the mind of a parrot.
the mind of a parrot.
I thought it was shy that film, but when I learned it was the mind of a parrot, it's pretty good actually. Yeah, from the mind of a parrot comes cocaine shark. How did the parrot even know about the shark?
No, I think they're
Why are
coming back.
animals all doing coke?
I don't know.
It's always cocaine. I guess it's just flushed. That's the whole thing, right? Or you can.
Yeah. What would be the funniest animal to do coke? Sloth?
They'd just be normal about the
Turtle? Yeah,
Well, they
just-
must have gave it to monkeys because
Woodpecker would be good.
obviously they
that'd be
test a lot of stuff on animals anyway, which we as a podcast are obviously against.
Of course.
But
Peter.
Goes without saying.
Yep.
Yeah,
Men's mental health and animal.
that's it.
safety.
We only use
cruelty.
products that are not tested on animals.
Yep.
No
Probably.
animals, no parrots have spoken into these mics.
No,
No.
no.
That'd
Yet.
be a great reveal if it turned out that there was 3 parrots sitting here.
Although we have had a tortoise on this chair.
That's true.
That's
and
true.
that
In our
tortoise
sister
is not dead.
podcast.
R.I.P.
Not in a related incident though.
No,
to be
no,
fair.
it wasn't anything to do with it.
The
It was like a lot of childhood stars that ends in tragedy.
Couldn't handle its 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying there a minute?
Oh, fuck knows. I think it'd be funny, like, you know how we wore Elvis costumes in the Sam Campbell episode? If we just, like, I had a parrot on my shoulder this whole time, but it's
Yeah.
silent. Never
that
addressed.
we didn't address it at
Never
all.
once.
And then at the end it says like
Goodbye.
Follow us on
we did-
Patreon.
the last time we talked about this, we said we'd get it to do the outro. Like and subscribe on YouTube and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
great.
I don't remember any of these conversations.
I know.
Someone did bring up something on the stag about, like, planning the stag. Someone that listens to
That
the
we'd
podcast,
said
Ali
it.
was like, yeah, and I was like, to be honest, mate, I don't have a fucking clue
I
what you're
know.
talking about.
Yeah.
It's a good thing there's a
We
recorded
were just
record of it.
literally churning any old shit out.
I could have had
Don't
this.
say that.
I could have
They'd be
had this
listening to this.
conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
I could have been. I
This is
could
what they
have
say
had
they want. They like it when it's no guests. This is
Yeah,
what it
this
is.
is what they think they want.
I genuinely don't know if I've told like the same stories more than
Oh, probably.
once.
No, I think
gives
we.
a
I
shit.
would remember more.
Really.
Aye.
But I know, like, I've told you stories out with the podcast, and I'm like, I know I've told it at some point. I just don't know if it's been on here.
I know. But yeah.
If it's about what you had for tea last night, that was in the car. That's all I
Yeah,
know.
I've definitely told that.
No, but you definitely have got a great knack of
Sitting on something for 25
yeah,
years.
you've been microdosing us information in your life.
Sometimes
It's going to be
you
so
just-
annoying having to listen to back through this to write this fucking stag do speech. Not stag do, best man speech.
Yeah, just got need to listen to 116 episodes very quickly.
Yeah, I wish I could feed that to a parrot and then he chooses the highlights for me.
We could, well, that's the thing at AI. Like, you potentially could like feed all the episodes into AI, and it would tell you.
give us the biggest laughs.
Give us a brief synopsis of Stephen Buchanan's life.
That'd be good for like for bits for stand up. Like, tell us what the best bits were.
Aye. Or you could just remember them.
Literally could not be lazier for writing stand up, could it? You're already regurgitating stuff from the podcast and you can't be fucked thinking about what it was. You get AI to do that bit for you.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you
it's-
feeling for your whips, Steve? You've got whips coming up.
The Edinburgh
Fringe.
Festival, which is starting
Will have
as this
started.
goes out, it's underway.
That's why we're losing our fucking minds here.
Yeah, I've done a couple of new bits recently, and they actually went really well last night.
New since when we did that gig together.
Yes,
Great.
bit about tinnitus.
Oh,
yeah.
aye, which you've got.
Yeah,
How is it happening right now?
it happened a second ago, like noticeably, and then I done this, and then it kind of disappeared.
Does it
a
go
wee bit.
away and come back?
It's there when it's silent. This is the thing. So this is what the joke was. You don't feel the pressure to laugh, but the audience loved it last night. But
That's for you guys at home as well.
but the joke was, which is real. It was like it kind of makes you appreciate like good bits of life when you're having a laugh, because it disappears and you forget it. And when I'm on stage and the audience are laughing, I don't remember.
And then they stop
got
laughing
this.
and you're like, oh, cheers.
Well, when they stop laughing, it's doubly worse, because not only am I dying on stage, but my brain's also playing a flatline in my head.
That's good.
Yeah. And you're baiting them into laughing.
Exactly.
Perfect
Make
crime.
them feel guilty for not laughing.
It really underlines the fact that you're dying on stage when you hear a flat line.
Yeah. That's what I said.
Basically saying exactly what you said
Just
again.
rewording it, just, I mean, it's just, just
Which
another
punch it
flatline
up.
should be at the end
probably.
of
Yeah.
the sentence.
I'm not sure if Flatline should be on there, but you'll figure it out.
Shouldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Flatline, death. That's what tinnitus
And
sounds
how does this merge into the script of Cocaine Shark exactly?
Well,
Well, it's like speed, like the coked up shark has to swim at a certain speed, otherwise its heart will explode.
Well, they do die if they don't. If they need to keep moving forward, or they'll die.
If they go under 50 miles an hour.
if its heart stops,
It's like Maradona in that World Cup, just like eyes bulging, fucking run about willy-nilly.
How are you feeling about Edinburgh Festival, Stu?
Yeah, good. I wish it was another 6 months, but yeah, I had a whip last night. Show's basically 95% there. It's just
That's
all the
good.
fiddly wee bits. I need to figure out the ending and the little through line stuff. But
95%.
I think there's good bits in there.
Aye, good.
I need to do loads of boring stuff.
Yeah, the
Get my
admin side of it.
flyers, blah 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 blah. There's just like 1,000 things I've put off that I need to do.
It's interesting. We're back staying in some gaff again.
Some gaff again.
Some gaff again, aye. And back together. It's weird because I'm in the same venue, I think you are as well, as I was last year, and we're in the same accommodation. So it's like, I always try and like, did you ever, when you were younger, like, did you ever go to the same holiday resort twice?
I've gone on the same holiday twice, yeah, and it's weird the second time.
It's weird the second time.
I think this year might have a bit of that, yeah.
It's like, you know, you can never walk through the same river twice, is the old Zen phrase. And
You can't stay in the same Fringe accommodation twice.
no, you
That's
can't.
not
But
what
what
they
I'm
say.
saying is, like, you don't want to try and recreate
Yeah.
the previous year or whatever. 'Cause I had a good time last year and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And you want to go in and make it different. That's actually when I went back to Australia. The second time I kind of purposely tried to do different stuff and, you know, make a different experience.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same.
No,
Well, we're staying with someone we don't know this time, so that'll shake
this
it
is
up.
true.
At least.
I thought
Not CMB.
no, it's Chris. No, there's loads of people know.
I don't even know the guy's name.
I know. And,
Are you worried about staying with a stranger?
I'm sure it seems like a very nice guy. He's been like a friend of a friend, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, we'll be different this year.
Yeah.
I hope he's a good podcast guest.
Yeah, I know, there's a lot riding on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. few
Imagine we
anecdotes.
get the sitcom version is he looks exactly like Steve, but we like him even more than we like Steve. He's amazing value. Never tells the same story twice.
He's like a human
I'll
parrot.
get kicked off. Yeah, it's like huge parrot. Aye, that'll be good.
Do you get a bit of FOMO when you don't do the Fringe for the full month? Or what do you get?
Aye, I did a couple of years ago. I got it, and then I just I actually quite like my own home comforts, you know.
Yeah. Imagine if you lived in the big Cribs mansion.
Fuck, I would never leave the place.
Never be leaving.
He'd be doing a show in the cinema room, wouldn't he?
Aye.
Take it or leave it.
I do. The older I get, the more I like to just fucking stay in my house.
Do nothing.
I'd like to do things, but I'm over the drinking every day thing.
Yeah.
Well, Germany was like the Fringe for that one. It was,
It
like,
was, aye.
even worse.
And that was enjoyable, but I did feel like ass for
Yeah,
most
hot
of
ass.
I know. I'm
That's
going to try and
blasted.
be more sensible this year. I do say this every year, but I kind of need to. And I do feel like I'm not going to have the FOMO as much as I used to because, you know, I've had a good run. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I've been
had a fun.
done loads of Fringes
You're going
now,
to play
so-
this back to your weekend.
I know, aye, that's it. But I know by the
I'm
time
also
this is
saying all
out,
these things.
I know, but I'm quite looking forward to just working on the show and doing the shows for the audiences that I'm fortunate enough that are coming along
Yeah, for
and
sure.
aye, and just enjoying it and for what it is. But I'm sure we'll have some fun along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It'll be good.
I feel like you're just going to make me do podcasts every day in this flat.
Yeah, well, we
to
do
work.
need to do a few next week. Actually.
catch
Running
up.
dry, aren't we?
Yeah,
Running on fumes.
we've got some good, exciting guests coming up, and looking forward to doing the live
The
show
live
as well.
show,
I'm very much looking forward
Which
to that.
tickets
actually.
are still available for.
Oh, they're actually looking good. Tickets are
Moving.
shifting, so snap them up while you can, basically.
Yeah, that'd be fun, man.
Yeah,
That'll be an all-night affair, wouldn't it?
yeah, it's going to
Okay.
be. I think we've got it for as long as we want. So we could do
Dangerous.
15 in the morning, do a fucking Dave Chappelle.
Do a
5
read-through
hour.
of Cocaine Shark.
Yeah, that's it. Could do a
Get
dress,
AI to type
dress
that up.
rehearsal for the wedding.
Yeah.
That's the big thing to do in America, innit? Dress rehearsals.
Is that a
Aye.
thing?
Aye. The night before, they all
Seen that in a Friends episode.
they all go through it. It's weird, isn't it?
Aye. My mate Scott got married a couple of weeks ago and he done a rehearsal the day before.
Rehearsal
I mean,
dinner.
how hard is it? What is it to do?
Well, I think the priest was on holiday, so they had to get a deacon in, and he hadn't really done many weddings, so I think they had to go
Parrot in a
through.
suit.
Just for him. He was doing a preview.
I think so.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And it was very evident that he hadn't done many. Not like it was bad. It was just like it was
What
just
happens now?
different to what you would expect from a wedding. It was good.
I guess it needs to be slick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's it. You don't want to see somebody and think they're having a bad gig.
They're flailing
It's your
up
thing. You know? That's how it's like. It was good with the boys. We spoke about this in the Patreon, but the guys that done the clay pigeon shooting with us, they were on top form. They knew what they were doing.
The
Crack
bo-
on.
the boys.
Wasn't it their first rodeo?
No,
Oh no, not at all.
they were made a part of those guys.
Oh, aye.
Yeah. I'm gonna go and see their Fringe show this year. Looking forward to it.
There was a funny bit when they were talking about all the famous people we had, and we were like, Oh, yeah, fucking W.H. Smith guy.
Didn't
clock
Didn't
on.
even bat an eye.
No. Probably not got. He probably does know how to use computers.
Probably not on Instagram or anything.
No.
TikTok.
No. He's
Listen to
like
monkeys on Instagram.
He's like Stu in his flat. He's not getting any fucking internet.
I know, I'm fucking living in the dark ages, man.
Why would you need
Landlines.
that if you've got guns?
He's got landmines and landlines.
Shooting me plastic, clay, not plastic, clay,
Famously.
clay discs.
How we on for time?
That's us finished. 59 minutes.
Oh, right, that's good.
More than enough.
That's a bit
It's
time,
fucking
yeah.
hot,
So
innit? It's
that
sauna
covers it.
conditions.
It's
Roasting
getting-
is.
getting
This is
roasted.
you've got a sauna right here.
For the listeners, I want you to know this is one of the nice days of the year. This beautiful day outside.
Yeah, it's
sunshine.
good. So, we've suffered for our art here as
There's
usual.
been 4 good days this year, and we've been in here for every single
Yeah.
fucking one of them.
But hey,
21 degrees.
Wouldn't
Couldn't
you
rather be anywhere else.
wouldn't rather be anywhere else. Wouldn't rather be speaking to any other boys, and we wouldn't rather have any people, other
Correct.
people listening, than the fine folks. Some of our podcast. But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in, guys. As ever, just before we go, please remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and you can follow us at Some of Our Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And do send any questions you've got to the email address, which is somelarpod@gmail.com. Obviously, we are at the Fringe this August, and we do have, me and Steve got our own shows for the month. Steve's got some selected dates, and we're doing Some Laugh Live on the 20th of August. So we'll hopefully see you there. Aside from that, speak to you soon.
Thanks for
Cheers,
listening.
guys. Bye.